try and go around the outside, but we've lost the rear end. And we've spun around there. That's a team of Guri cars shoved us off there, and we're now stuck in the gravel, driving into the wall there. And actually coming out of the pits, that is Jacques Villeneuve. And we got the run on Jacques Villeneuve. And yeah, fantastic stuff. So Oliver Turvey, I completely forgot he was even in Formula E. Maybe he's going to try and do a no-stop. If you're going to make that move, you've got to commit to it much, much earlier. I mean, look, he was quite a bit behind us, then suddenly decided, oh wait, I'll go for the move. I'm taking the racing line. Well, how am I supposed to complete 1.5 laps? And in fact, we're not going to, because we have spun out in front of all of those people. Anyway, and Jerome D'Ambrosio, he's now got no front wing or rear wing. He's going to have to nurse his car into the pits, apart from the fact an E-Dams has gone straight into the back of him. And he can see Buemi, he can see Buemi, he can see Buemi. So why doesn't he brake, turn out of it? We're still in a points position, 9th place, coming around P1 with half a lap to go, and we lost it once again. Villeneuve was catching up to Nico Prost, but Villeneuve just not quite catching up enough. And Nico Prost is going to win the 2016 Belgian E-Prix at Spa. Fantastic from Nico Prost, start to finish, he dominated. Really, I mean, a bit of a threat from D'Ambrosio, but you know, he fended it off. Villeneuve very quick, couldn't quite catch up, and Lucas Di Grassi, out of nowhere, going to take 3rd place. Bearing in mind, Nick Heidfeld is right at the back end of the Drivers' Championship. These 2 points will do wonders for him, but his engine is gone. He is meters away, he can see the start-finish line. We come round, we're going to try and snatch 11th place, going around Blanchimont, I believe this is, and no, the car just can't do it. We've lost our rear right wheel, and cheers to Costa, but more importantly, thank you, Jerome D'Ambrosio, for completely ruining my race. Right, okay, so hey guys, it's PSL here, and I'm here for the second to last episode in this Formula E series on Formula 1 tracks. And now we're here at a very special venue, the venue you guys have all been waiting for, the Nordschleife, well, the Nurburgring, but specifically the Nordschleife layout of the Nurburgring, which was used in Formula 1 right up until 1982 and is 14 miles long. You know, that really does say a lot about Formula 1 in the olden days and everything, but the Nordschleife is such a mega venue. It's going to be a very interesting one, but I had to do quite a lot of... I had a lot of failed recordings. As you can see, mechanical failures are turned off. Here's why, because we're going to see a race I did. This was your standard test race, which I did. There's only 2 runners left. Berton's decided to pull off because he's got an engine failure. And so that means Nico Prost is leading. He's the only one left in the race, but he's just had an engine failure as well. Everyone in the race had an engine failure. I think I crashed into a tree or something. So everyone actually retired from that race, which I thought just was kind of stupid. So I turned off mechanical failures for the first time this series, because obviously mechanical failures, they're very interesting to have, but we just couldn't have them on in this race. Anyway, another test race. I'm in the pits, I'm in the pits, on the end of the first lap, because it's only a 3-lap race, because it's, it's pretty much an 8-minute lap for the Formula E cars around this layout of Nürburgring. And I was in my pits, and then PK rear-ends me, which was great, because, I lost my rear wing, and I thought I'm not doing an 8-minute lap without a rear wing. That would not be fun, so I thought I'd start again. Maybe it was just a one-off, maybe it's something stupid. No, because this was even stupider. I mean, I don't know what happened there. And then I pull up and PK is already in my box. So cheers, PK. So, I thought I'd do the whole thing again. Do qualifying again, do a completely new session. Maybe that was just a dud. So I pull into my pit box. Everyone's already come in, pretty much. Apart from Silvestro, who's rear-ended me. I've lost my rear wing, she's lost her front wing. So that's just completely ruined this race once again for me. Yeah, I mean, Silvestro, she is determined to get in her pit box. I mean, it's clearly mine. But, yeah, it's very interesting. So, I've now set the fuel usage so that there are no pit stops. Because this pit lane was almost as glitchy as the Zandvoort one, and it just didn't work. But anyway, all those failed recordings aside, yeah, qualifying. Here's qualifying. Bruno Senna took pole position, Buemi 2nd. Mercifully, most of my championship rivals are low down. Verne 7th, Prost 8th, Villeneuve 9th, Sarrazin 13th. So things are looking quite good because most of our championship rivals are low down. I'm in last. I don't even bother with qualifying because it's such a long lap. But anyway, let's head on to the race at the Nordschleife.
You've got problems that never do exist in any other racetrack in the world. You're going up here with so much G-forces on that you can't take your foot really properly off the throttle and get it onto the brake. Half the places round the Nurburgring, I think if I were to walk round them, I would be horrified. I would never drive round the place again. So the faster you drive round the ring, the less you know. And maybe that's the best thing to do.
Right then, so after Jackie Stewart has said about how difficult this track is, well, we've set up a perfect race here. The Nordschleife, the 14-mile layout of the Nurburgring Nordschleife is underway, and we've got off to a decent start actually, getting past Silvestro already. I mean, we're going to try not to go into the pit lane wall. We just about avoid that there, but that was hairy stuff as we get past both Dragon Racing cars there. So we're now up into 15th place, already heading into the first corner. And we just about get past the next EV. I don't know whether that's PK or Turvey. I believe that is Nelson PK. I think Turvey qualified just a bit higher up. We get right round Sarazan there. And bear in mind, Sarazan's one of our championship rivals, so that's great. Got past Heifeld. We're up into 12th place already. Peak there. Oh, we got past Turvey. PK is directly ahead of us. So the next EV we got past was Oliver Turvey. Anyway, we're in 12th place. Things are looking okay. There's actually quite a bit of a gap, but one thing we've got to remember, as I said, Verne, Villeneuve, Prost, they're at the low end of the points. So, there's only Prost who's ahead of me in the Drivers' Championship as it is. So really, they're only in contention for a few points. So, it's all good at the minute. As PK gets past Di Grassi, we're going to try and get past Di Grassi, going into the long downhill staking section. Yeah, we outbrake PK. There is Nico Prost, the only person in the championship who is ahead of us, and he's only 3 points ahead of us. So if we can get past him, or even just stick with him, things will be looking good. And we're in a points position. We're in 10th place, but we're only going to score 1 point so far this race, and Prost is only in contention to score 2 points. Anyway, right at the back of the field with D'Ambrosio and Silvestro has lost her front wing already, which has really done a race no good because pit stops are not compulsory this race, and and she's going to have to do about 7 minutes without a front wing, so she's going to love that. And here we are going up the hill, where Jackie Stewart said it's near impossible to brake, but we have been able to get up the hill, brake, catch up to Nico Prost, and we got past Prost, but we can't really pull out ahead of him because Villeneuve's ahead. But all the people around here now, we're all championship contenders. Verne is, Villeneuve is, Prost is. I mean, this is quite intense. Villeneuve will not let us pass. Of course he won't. There is too much riding on this race result. So we still try and get past Villeneuve. Yellow flag's out, but they've gone back in straight away. And Villeneuve has got past Da Costa, and Da Costa isn't a championship rival, so he's really having a massive influence on the championship. But we've got past Da Costa. No, we haven't actually. We're still side by side of him. We do need to get past him if we want to stick with Villeneuve. And yes, going back downhill, there's a lot of elevation changes on this track, and we have got past Da Costa up into 8th place. Villeneuve in 7th, Verne in 6th. I think ahead of Verne, I don't think there's any main championship contenders ahead of Jean-Eric Verne. Anyway, a replay of that massive battling with 4 championship contenders, and PK ain't too far behind, so there's 5 championship contenders in close proximity. Obviously, this is when we got past Prost, and Prost went spinning off there. Prost, he just about rejoins safely. He doesn't actually damage any part of his car there, but I have no idea how he was able to spin, rejoin the track, and not have any damage. So how exactly did that happen? So we're trying to get past Villeneuve, obviously battling quite intensely with him at this point, and Prost goes into the back of us. Mercifully, he doesn't lose his front wing, I don't lose my rear wing, but Prost is in 16th place, I believe, at the moment, so things aren't really looking too good for him, but great for me, absolutely fantastic for me and all the other championship contenders. Anyway, here we are with Nick Heifeld, who's right in the midfield. He is in a very dangerous position. He's he's in between PK and Sarazan. And Heifeld, he's gone right into one of the barriers there. Well, I say a barrier, it's a hedge. So Heifeld has gone flying into a hedge. He's lost his rear wing. He's going to lose a ton of places. And he's got to do about 4 minutes without a rear wing. So that is going to be really, really fun for him. And now on board with Nick Heifeld. So how exactly does this happen? He goes into the back of PK, I believe. Yeah, he just clips the back of PK, goes into the hedge, and that's his race destroyed. With the track being so narrow, so unforgiving, so hard to remember, just the tiniest mistake can cause massive repercussions. I mean, I do know this track slightly well because I played Gran Turismo 4 a lot when I was younger, so I do sort of know this track. Anyway, Buemi, who qualified in second, he's down into third, because Robin Frines has got past him. Frines, on the time of his life, Senna's a bit further up ahead, so Buemi really has not got any race pace. He's holding up a train at this point. Burton's gone straight past, going into the famous carousel section, and coming out of it, well, Buemi's got the run. He's slightly ahead of Burton, but I don't think he's going to be able to hold it. As we can see, Buemi has got no race pace. Burton's got the inside to the next corner. Yes, and Burton's got past, and so has Daniel Lapt, has he? Yes, and what about Jean-Eric Verne? Yep, Verne's got past as well, which is great to see for the team's championship. Verne getting past in Edams, and obviously there's quite a big battle between DS Virgin and Edams in the team's championship. Yeah, a bit further down the field, we've got well, we've got the field just behind me, really. We've got Sarrazin, we've got PK, we've got Da Costa, and what on earth is that? That's PK, who has lost his front wing, and bearing in mind he's one of the main championship contenders. I think 4th in the Drivers' Championship, and he's lost his front wing, going around the carousel. Let's have a closer look at this. So it's PK, who I believe goes into the back of Degrassi, going into the carousel. I don't quite know what PK was doing. He knew where Degrassi was. He knew Degrassi had to go around the carousel. So why PK went into Degrassi is beyond me, because he knew where he had to be. Anyway, the end of the first lap, we were able to avoid all the carnage. We're in 8th place, actually. Finishing the first lap, going into the second lap. Just a reminder, pit stops are not compulsory because the fuel will make it to the end of the race. And going into the first corner, we dive it up the inside of Villeneuve and Buemi. Although Villeneuve trying to go round the outside of us, and no, he can't. Round the outside of us, should I have said. And things are looking good. We're in 6th place at the moment, right up behind our teammate Jean-Eric Verne. And actually, yeah, we are ahead of all of our championship rivals. I mean, Verne is a championship rival, but not quite as close as the likes of Villeneuve, Duval, etc. And that was something that happened just behind us. That was a massive crash instigated by Buemi and Villeneuve, and this just caused chaos. I mean, that's all of the back end of the field that's got caught up in that. Villeneuve's got no front wing. I think both Edams crashed into each other. I think there was Degrassi got involved. It was Armageddon. How did this start? So I got past Buemi and Villeneuve, obviously, and now so Villeneuve's behind Buemi, and he tries to go down the inside. No, he backs out of that manoeuvre, but Buemi gets up on 2 wheels up on the curb, and for some reason Villeneuve goes straight into the side, and he launches, and Edams goes into a Dragon Racing. That Dragon Racing actually, astonishingly, gets no damage, but wow, what? I mean, let's have a look at this a bit further back. On board with Degrassi, he's trying to get past Da Costa at this point, so they're in their own little battle. So, you know, how can they prepare for the battle up ahead when they're too busy battling with themselves? So, obviously, both of those guys up ahead go mad. Degrassi just goes flying over Villeneuve, and really, it is just chaos. Absolutely chaos. Wow. Anyway, so let's have another look at this on board from Oliver Turvey. He's up behind Nico Prost. And bearing in mind, Prost, a championship rival, the leader of the Drivers' Championship at the moment. Oliver Turvey just kind of just in the race, really. And yeah, and rather controversially, Buemi rejoined the track very dangerously and into the path of his teammate. So Buemi, he's wiped out himself and his teammate. Well, they're both still in the race. Oliver Turvey isn't. Obviously, we saw he's only got 3 wheels after going into Buemi. Now look at this. Duval. So obviously Duval's behind Turvey, he's behind Prost. So let's have a look. So obviously Prost goes into Buemi. That was all Buemi's fault. Turvey then goes into Buemi because he kind of doesn't really have anywhere else to go. Duval loses his front wing on the back of Turvey. Buemi goes flying up into the air, barrel rolling, and look at this. Duval just about gets his head past Buemi before the car lands on him. So Duval, if Buemi landed about half a second earlier, he would have landed right on Duval's head. So Duval, a very lucky boy there, and he only lost his front wing, but I mean, so did Villeneuve, so did Prost, so did about everyone apart from, I think apart from Jerome D'Ambrosio, who's the only person who left that crash unscathed. Well, so did Degrassi, but Degrassi ended up upside down, so I mean, you know. But anyway, 6th place, obviously having got past Buemi and Villeneuve. Verne's about 3 seconds ahead, but we're about 3 seconds ahead of Sarrazin. So we're kind of in no man's land, but quite honestly, bearing in mind all of our championship rivals have got involved in some crash, 6th place, that would be great. We'd be gaining points on everyone apart from Verne. But as I said, Verne's not a key one. Anyway, we do actually catch up to Vern, but Sarazan catches up to us. I mean, there's second place man Nathaniel Burton, but as you can see, Senna's quite a way ahead. Can we see Senna? No, we can't. I mean, Senna's about 4 seconds ahead at this point. We would have seen him earlier on in this replay shot, but yeah, as you can see, we just saw Senna go past then. But yeah, I mean, the field has tightened up. I mean, Senna's been able to keep his lead quite comfortable, but the field has tightened up. As you can see, there's Vern, just not far behind as me, but Sarazan's caught right up to the back of us, so it's difficult to say whether I had the pace, because I caught up to Vern, but Vern was being held up by Apt, who was held up by Frines, who was held up by Burton, although Burton's gone right off into the distance. We get past Jean-Eric Vern, and then we can try and get past Daniel Apt. And can we do that? I mean, Daniel Apt gives us the space. Obviously, we're not championship rivals. You know, Daniel Apt does not really want to have such a dramatic effect on the championship, but he does want to keep his 4th place, and he does. So we've still got Frines in 3rd, Daniel Apt 4th, I'm in 5th, Vern 6th, Sarazan 7th. So, you know, we could easily get 3rd, but at the same time, we could easily drop down to 7th. And going into the carousel, Vern is going to try and make a move back on us, and so is Sarazan. He's going to try and, well, he's not going to try and make a move. That'd be way too bold of a move. But coming out of the carousel, we accidentally hold up Jean-Eric Vern, and Sarazan's got the run on us, and he does slot in behind us, but he has got past Jean-Eric Vern, so really sorry, Vern. I don't know. The carousel was kind of a slightly dodgy section. Some people going through it very quickly, some people very slowly. I was just going through it very slowly. I mean, we saw the crash earlier on between PK and Degrassi, I believe, because, you know, varying speeds through the carousel. Anyway, right near the end of the 3rd lap, things are looking good. We're in 5th place, Sarazan Vern behind us, Abs about 3 seconds ahead, going to this kind of mini little carousel, this little bowl, and we slid coming out of it. And I think that is Sarazan without his front wing, which must mean we're without our rear wing. Let's go round this corner, which takes us onto the massive straight. Yep, no rear end grip. It's Belgium once again. And we just rejoined into the back of D'Ambrosio. I am so sorry, D'Ambrosio, because he has lost his front wing. But, honestly, chaos. Absolute chaos. So let's have a look at this. So, does Sarazan think he's doing something right here? Because, well, Sarazan's behind us. He knows where we have to go. We're going into the bowl. I don't know whether Sarazan just underestimated or overestimated how quick we'd be going. But Sarazan, I mean, that's great for him. Obviously, he's taken out a championship rival. He's going to outscore us now. So it's great for Sarazan. But Vern, okay, let's have a look at this. From a neutral perspective, from Jean-Eric Vern, I wouldn't say Sarazan did that deliberately, but I would say he was at fault. But Vern does wonders out of it. He gains 2 places out of that. So Vern, well, fantastic for him. And anyway, skipping on, further upfield, Bruno Senna, who took pole position, absolutely dominated this race. He hasn't really pulled out from everyone else, but he has completely made him look like a mug. No one has been able to touch him. And Bruno Senna is going to win the E-Prix at the Nordschleife. Fantastic stuff. He's already gone past the start-finish line. The tree kind of obscured our view. That is Nathaniel Burton in 2nd place, just about able to hold on from 2nd. Just about able to hold on to 2nd from Robin Frines. So, very interesting stuff there from Senna, from Burton, from Frines. They all had very good races, actually. And then we were just about able to survive without a rear wing. Obviously, we rejoined into the path of D'Ambrosio. He lost his front wing. Mercifully, it was just kind of a straight and 2 corners left after that. So we were able to end the race in 7th place. I did say in the Belgium episode this race was damage limitation. I would say I did very well. No rear wing. But, yeah, I mean, look, we just got no grip at this point. Daniel Apt, fastest lap at the moment. But, you know, we still got a ton more people left to finish. But, yeah, I mean, I would say playing or driving this track, or, you know, the slightly different version of this track a lot on Gran Turismo 4 certainly helped me to actually know the track. Lucas Degrassi has beaten his teammate, so Degrassi has got the fastest lap of the race. So the bonus points have gone to him. Not like it makes too much difference, really, but well, there you go. Anyway, very interesting race. As I said, damage limitation, but I think I did surprisingly well. I was surprised by how well I did. Senna, Burton, Frines, Apt, Vern, Sarazan and Vern, the only 2 championship rivals to outscore us. PK did end up salvaging a point, but all the other championship rivals, you can see Villeneuve, Buemi, Prost. You know, obviously that massive crash that Buemi and Villeneuve caused meant they scored no points, and amazingly, only 1 person retired, you know, Oliver Turvey. Anyway, so on to the Drivers' Championship standings heading into the last round, and whoever would have thought it, Bruno Senna, who was kind of in the midfield heading into this race, has taken the lead in the Drivers' Championship. You know, I was watching out for Prost, Sarrazin, Burton. You know, he's moved up, he's right in contention now. So really, there were two people who, heading into this race, weren't really looking that likely to win the Drivers' Championship, i.e. that being Senna and Burton, but both of them are looking really good for it. Mathematically, anyone in the top 10 could win the Drivers' Championship heading in to the last race. This is so exciting. 10 people in contention. Daniel Abt will need to get pole position because obviously you get 3 bonus points for pole position, so he will need to get pole position to win the Drivers' Championship. But still, heading into the race, there could be 9 people on track simultaneously going for the Drivers' Championship. So on to the Teams Championship, and that isn't quite as ambiguous but still as competitive. 3 teams realistically could win the Teams Championship: DS Virgin, Venturi and Renault-Dams. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope this race lived up to your expectations. Quite a chaotic race, extremely difficult for me to record, extremely difficult. This was by far and away the most annoying race to record, but I think it did turn out quite a decent race nonetheless. And yeah, next time we're at Interlagos, Brazil, the finale in this series, and that is going to be one heck of a finale. With so many teams, so many drivers who are in contention for winning, let alone moving up places, it is going to be uber competitive. So I'll see you next week when that series concludes, a week after the real life Formula E Championship has been concluded. So I'll see you then.